Defendant made and published the false statements alleged above, knowing that they were false or with a reckless disregard for the truth. Mr. Broughty has been, and if the harm done to him is not remedied, will continue to be damaged by defendant's conduct, including by reason of harm to his reputation, loss of income, and other harm in an amount to be determined.
So, Joe, tell the people what we're alleging in paragraph 114. What magic words have we uttered?
So that is actual malice there.
That's actual malice. It's not necessary for me to use the words actual malice. In fact, using the words actual malice alone would be what judges call conclusory. Actual malice is defined as what? Making a defamatory comment that you either know is false or that you are recklessly disregarding whether or not it's true or false. So those are the actual magic words that define actual malice, and boom.
Right. And obviously, when you're talking about someone like Nate, the lawyer, in order for him to succeed on a claim, there's an added hurdle that is given to someone who is in the public eye. And Nate's, I don't know if his lawyer will concede this, but one would expect it's likely that a court will find that Nate is in the public eye, and that he has to establish this actual malice hurdle, which many of you in the audience may never, if you were suing for defamation, likely would not have to clear. Mr. Broughty has been, and if the harm done to him is not remedied, will continue to be damaged by defendant's conduct, including by reason of harm to his reputation, loss of income, other harm, in amount to be determined at trial. Now, I know a lot of lawyers, by the way, before we get into the distinction here in this defamation per se, a lot of lawyers like to throw in a crazy high number, which is not something that you bother doing. For example, we saw in the Depp trial, right? So he sued for $50 million, was countersued for $100 million. You did not opt for that. You left no number. You put no number in whatsoever, and just left that number out. So I wanted to ask you your strategy in leaving the number out.
Well, it's a great question, Joe, because you hit on something that very few people know. New Jersey rules of practice, the state court, and this was filed in Hudson County Superior Court, prohibit a demand for an unliquidated amount of damages. X just sued Y for $30 billion. That just means the lawyer or his secretary or her secretary typed in the words $30 billion on a word processor. Even when I file papers outside of New Jersey, I developed this sensibility and this distaste for made-up numbers.